Hey y'all, welcome back to T Faith. This is T for Takiria, D for Duane, and here,
obviously,
and here,
Why should you raise my shame? Glory to the Father, you deserve the praise.
but here, on today's content, we're going to be, Duane is going to be a little bit transparent in his journey as far as how he has, I don't want to say cope, because when you cope, you what is that? You just basically covering it up. So we're going to say how he has dealt and or healed from our past to miscarriages. Healing from our past to miscarriages. If you go and look on my Everydays and Sunday blog, I done talked about it and tired of talking about it, but prayerfully, I pray that this helps someone and set somebody free, because as women that goes through miscarriages, it seems like it's like the woman is like being what's the word? It's like a bigger light and sympathy and empathy and compassion and care for the woman, and a lot of times we forget the men. Forget them as in like they're not feeling the same emotions, the same depression, the same what did I do wrong, like all of that stuff. We overlook how a man is feeling, in that even they make it seem like the woman is having a greater hardship than the man is, because he's not carrying anything. He's not going through any kind of physical pain or any, you know what I mean? Like, we're the one doing most of the work, as they like to say. So on today's content, we're going to get a man's perspective and view on how do they heal and or deal with miscarriages. So I'm going to let Duane tell his testimony story on the last 2 miscarriages. You can go in detail as much as you want or not, and then I also have some questions to ask.
So you want to ask the questions first, or you want me to?
I want you to give your spew, and if I feel like you can go deeper on it or want a better understanding, then I'll ask the question. So, yeah. So let me go ahead and set this.
Set the ball up. Toss it. Set the ball up. I'm not good with sports. Ready? Call it set the game.
I lost basketball. We do a coin toss in football. Anyway.
Okay.
Go back to the first miscarriage. And you can be...
Okay, well, the first one, it was... I can't really explain it, because it was like... It would happen, and... It happened, but then it disappeared so fast, I couldn't even really catch a grasp of feeling emotion for it, because like we found out, and then like a week later, or
it wasn't a week, it was literally the next day.
Oh well, see, that's why I didn't.
I was waiting for my I missed my time of the month, and I think it was like maybe 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. I missed my period, and then when I finally tested, it was positive, and then like literally that next day, because you. Not like you said, you didn't feel
it the next day.
It was that weekend. I probably took
the way it
happened
we
within
found
3
out
days.
we found out so fast, and it happened so fast that I couldn't even get happy or sad. Like, I was initially happy, but then you know how you find out something and really don't set in until like a few days later, or like couple of days it take you for it to really hit you sometimes, because you can hit almost like death hits you right there, but then you go through that phase of realizing like, oh no, they're really gone. Like, you go through the emotional stage. I didn't even have time to go through emotional stages with the first one. It was like I went from super happy to like disappointed. And why the second one hurt worse, like, I'm going to put this in perspective.
Well, before you move to the second one, you said the first one didn't affect you that much, yet it was like months later on, it's like you say you started to, it was like, I don't want to say irrelevant, but it's like you still was hurt by it, but it was like delayed after the fact.
Yeah. But this is gonna sound strange to people. The first one didn't hurt as much as the second one. Both of them hurt, but I'm going to explain why. Let me.
Go ahead. I say, was that because you?
I'm going to explain.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I understand. I do that to you too, though. I'm sorry. Like I said, the first one, it did hurt. It hurt because my joy of feeling excited. Because why I say the first one didn't hurt too, because I was almost in disbelief still, even when the thing said positive. For some reason in my mind, I was still in some kind of mind frame of like, it's like I'm happy, but is this really true? Like I'm trying to get in my spirit, like, is this true? Is this really true? Because this just happened, and then like for some reason it didn't feel real to me. Like I was happy, don't get me wrong. I can't even explain this really, but it didn't truly feel real to me. And when it happened a couple days later, when it, whatever happened, then it was like, oh, well, I'm going through the phase of hurting. But then it didn't, like I said, it really didn't kick in until I
had to go to the ER.
Months later and all that other stuff.
And then they did the actual test and actually showed that I was pregnant. It was an ectopic pregnancy. And then initially it didn't bother him, but I saw later on down the road it started
to bother me. I started to think about it. Because even though it's like my emotions didn't know how to handle it. Because we waited so long for it to happen. It's like when we finally got news, my mind was kind of like, is it really? Or is it like, you messing with me? Or is this like, that's how I felt. But the second time, she was actually carrying. And I got to that mindset when, I can't remember exactly even how we found out. I think you called me.
I called you.
Yeah, you called me. And like, bro, when she called me the second time, it was like, she told me how far along she was.
What was the time frame from the first pregnancy?
I don't know, like 2 years?
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, so.
And this is also right around the time. I'll let you tell you the thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
This was right around the time I first got saved. I just got saved, like baby, like a couple months type stuff. And that happened, so I'm praising God and thanking God. That's what made it really drove home for me too, I think, because the second time I was saved, and I felt the joy of being saved and feeling like I found my life and I gained my soul access to something bigger than me, and I was given access to go home to the Father, so to speak. So on that part with him finally blessing us with a child, I was just over. I always said, like, God, if you bless me with a child, I will follow you the same way. A couple other stuff I done said happened because she made me seem like that's a one time. That's not a one time thing. That was a reoccurring prayer and thing to God. So I get where you try to go, but it's like I thought you was like one special drill. I'm like, what is anyway? Being happy and going through these motions of like coming home, I felt different towards my wife. I loved her more, and I know that may sound crazy to y'all, but I did. I felt more attached to her when she was pregnant and we was walking around the little thing at the hospital. You got a little trail park, and she was walking on the outside of the road, and I was so, hey, no, get on this side, and I was so much more protective over her, and I really felt like she was mine, and I know that sounds childish, but I understand the mindset when people be like, when you have kids with somebody that's kind of like they're yours, like that's kind of like a stamp, which it shouldn't be that. But I felt that, and I was like, when she was pregnant, and I was just thinking about her and my child, I was like, she's not gonna have to worry about anything. If she got to start working, if she got the baby, I'm paying her car note, I'm paying her. Any bills we have, I don't care what I gotta do to pay everything. I'm gonna take care of everything. I just wanted her to take care of our child, and I be there and we there and love one another, and I just wanted to be the best father I could.
It's okay.
I'm not crying, I'm laughing. But I am, but
Yeah, because initially, I ain't paying for no car note.
Yeah.
Your car note. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. But then as soon as that happened, it was like
my whole
the
mindset
mind, everything changed.
And I'm trying not to cry, but I can't help it. When it happened, my whole world felt. I felt so broke. I felt so like damn God, I just got saved and I did this. You gonna do this to me? You gonna do this to me? Like, bro, really? And you know, having people in my family and people just say, well, oh, you say your God real, your baby dead. And just people don't understand. We care too. Like there's so much emphasis on the mother, but nobody takes the time to ask us how we feel, how we are handling it. And I didn't get that from nobody. Nobody asked how I felt while I was hurting inside. And that's why when you said earlier, you was like, healed. I was like, no healing, because I know this is going to come up. That's how I know how God is still working to heal me from this. And we, as men, I know I'm not the only one. And we should feel bad to open up about how we feel and how it affects us. Because it does. And we care as well. Like, I know everybody just expect us to be strong and all this other stuff, but you might just
So,
waking up
but
to
it's good. Just giving some background while he's collecting himself. I carried up to 10 weeks. What happened? I think I started bleeding, like on a Monday or so. I don't know which day of the week it was, but I just know I started bleeding. And I already initially thought about the last miscarriage, where I was like, no, we're not giving in to fear. That's not going to happen this time. We're not going there. And already he was like asking, well, are you still bleeding? And I was like, I said it's light or whatever. So I wore a panty liner at work, and I did, WebMD, Google everything. They said that it's normal to have some bleeding in there, as the fetus is barreled into the uterine wall and the growth and everything, that it happens, and you shouldn't worry about it unless you begin to cramp, not only in the front but also in the back. And I don't know if I had told you that too, that I was cramping a little bit, but it wasn't severe like last time. But all day at work, he was texting, you still bleeding? Get home. He was like, what? I was like, well, TMI. I wear the same pad all day, and and I think it was like maybe that same night after, because I started bleeding on the weekend, like maybe that Saturday, it was spotting, and then Sunday it was light, so it was to the point where I had to wear a panty liner, and then Monday I still kept bleeding but very light, and then like that night, I started to cramp, and then it went from the front to the back, and I was just like, oh no. And then and we were asleep, and the next thing I know, I got up and went to the bathroom, and then that's when I started seeing the blood, and he jumped up. I wasn't going to wake him, but he just jumped up, was like, I'll let you finish if you want to.
Yeah, that's the part that hurts the most physically. Seeing the baby in the toilet, and I knew it was not from them, so I was like, that hurt. That truly hurts when you want something, and for that to happen, it hurt. I can't describe it. It hurt very badly. But it strengthened my relationship with God. Most people getting saved when that happened, I was with them, man, damn this, I just got saved and you gonna do this? Why would I serve a God that do that? And I initially almost felt like that. But I knew, I was like, nah, this not the end all be all. So I'm not, even though I feel like I prayed about it, and as time went on, it got better. Like I got emotional just now, but that's because it's still a healing process. Like everybody, there's no timetable when you'll stop feeling something. I may feel this forever. I may not cry about it, but I still may feel the pain from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bottom line, we hurt too. So if you're dealing with a relationship, or if you have friends and family that go through that, I know it's good to always check on the mom and the mother and the woman in this situation, but also check on the man, because we do care, contrary to people being deadbeats and all that. There are fathers and men out here that care just as much as y'all do, or maybe even more. Just because y'all carrying the child doesn't mean it hurts us any less, because it's still ours too.
Another question. Did you at any point wanted nothing to deal with children? And I asked because that was a hard truth that I kind of had to, that the Holy Spirit revealed to me, and I had to kind of say out loud and admit that, yeah, that's there. That
what do you mean?
After the miscarriage, like, did you at any point want nothing to do with children? Like, you didn't mind seeing them, but you didn't want to interact with children at all?
Yeah, and people gotta understand that. People get in their own mind frame, like, oh well, you should still be. It's like, it's not the point of being happy for other people. That's cool. Yes, I'm happy for you, but you should be more considerate to understand. Right? Put yourself in that person's position. That's like right now, if you're starving and I got a sandwich, like, hey, there, smell that. You want to hold my sandwich? You want to look at my sandwich? And then, like, I'm hungry. like, I'm glad you got a sandwich, but I'm hungry. Right. And then people act like they don't understand it. You understand it when the shoe is on the other foot, though.
Right. Yeah, you want kids so bad, here, you can take mine.
Yeah, like, it's so funny to me, like, people act like they don't understand that. Yeah. But then in the same sense, if you have kids and they don't have kids, and you know that's something they want and they're battling with, I'm gonna like be cautious to be like, here, look at my baby, like, because I'm like, okay, they probably sensitive towards that. It's nothing to do with me or my child, but I'm going to have the capacity to be sensitive to what everybody is going through. That's like, if somebody dealt with alcohol, you shouldn't want to drink around them because you know that's something they dealt with. So why would you drink alcohol in front of them? You know, there's a lot of things people say and do and they try to justify it, but it's like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. That doesn't mean a person's not happy for you. Yes, a person can be happy for you, but they can still be eternally dealing with something. Don't you think that make us, you showing us or doing this to us, make us feel like what we already know we don't have, and that brings up those memories? But then it's like, oh my God, like, I don't understand how people act like they don't understand that. And like, bro, yes, that still hurts. Like, yes, it still hurts. I don't understand why people wouldn't think that would still hurt. Even when it comes to somebody telling me, they're telling us, oh, you don't know how to be a parent because you don't have kids. That is the dumbest logic. That's like, so you mean to tell me you know how to be a parent before you got pregnant?
No.
So how did you learn? So, when you get pregnant, you get the manual downloaded with the book in your brain on how to be a parent. Like, no, that's idiotic. So anybody that says you don't have kids, you don't have, that's stupid. That is very stupid. Because even when we babysit and have kids, I thought it's funny, but like, the kids be in great care when they're here. They get read stories, talk, be a force for, like, with my nieces and nephews, when I get them, I do things. So I treat them like they're my kids. But, you know, just that thought, if anybody's saying you don't know how to be a parent because you don't have kids, that's ignorant. People that have kids don't know how to be parents. So that's a very stupid statement. But to get back on topic,
So another question: did you blame yourself at any point?
Yeah.
Because I know that's like the first thing women think of, like, what did I do?
I blame myself. I
What
blame
did
myself
I
for the
eat?
sins I committed. I blame myself for all the things I did. I say, because I was doing this, I did this, I did that. That's what happened. That's why God took the child. And I was blaming myself. And I had to come to realize, no, it's not nothing I did. It wasn't time. Everything happens for a reason. I'm learning that no matter how we feel about something, somebody dying, something, we losing something, or anything, learning to give God praise and glory no matter what we're going through. And that made my relationship stronger with God in a weird way. Because if that can't pull me from Him, nothing would. Because the average person that believes in God, that would have made them feel like, nah, I'm about to go ahead and believe and do what I want to do. Because why would I serve a God that allowed me to feel this type of hurt after I just gave my life to you?
Right.
You know, so.
All right. Another question: what are some hard truths couples must admit during times like this?
That it hurts. Both parties should come together and express how they feel with one another and let each other know they are there for one another. And it hurts them just as much as it hurts them. You cry together, you pray together, you do these things together because it affects both of us and both of the parties involved. So, like one day, one person may be sad about it. You may not even be fazed by it, and then a couple weeks later, a couple months later, you're the one feeling hurt and thinking about it, and they're trying to encourage you, which we done been bouncing off doing that a lot. 1 minute I'm sad and hurt about it, she telling me, oh well, and she trying to cheer me up, and then vice versa, she's hurt and sad about it, and I have to cheer her up. But the goal is to come to a common ground of both of us. Be like, all right, this happened. We need to cry together and heal together. So that's the best thing to do. You heal together. You don't do it by yourself. Especially if both of y'all care, because one person can be like, man, I ain't want no kids anyway. So it's only about the situation. Because the man or the woman don't care, it's not gonna be it. You can be hurt and crying, and next thing you know, they like Corey Holcomb. They gonna laugh. Oh no, the baby! Bah! And they don't even care. Like flush them. Like they want them gone. Like so, it all depends on the person you're with.
That he does and have done is to tell me to admit. Because he's very open with admitting his feelings. Like, he gonna let you know up front if he feel disrespected, he mad, whatever. He do that up front. He don't let that, what's the word? He don't let that simmer. Versus me, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I dealt with it. I pray with it. I don't have time to sit in that. Versus he's like, no, Tara, just admit that it hurts. And I'm like, no, I don't have time to sit here. I'm good. And henceforth, if I haven't already posted it, but you'll see it on Every Day Is a Sunday, fruitfulness and barrenness, and I explain all of that there, so I'm not going to go into it here. Last question. What did God reveal to you about the miscarriages? And I said that an example of what the first miscarriage I told you, that God revealed to me that it wasn't, the timing wasn't good because of COVID. This was before we were like in the midst of COVID. This was like in the beginning, and it was trickling across, America or whatever. And I worked in a pharmacy at the time. So I worked at the pharmacy at the time. His job had closed, along with other people's jobs that had closed. He pretty much like your job closed. Yeah. So it was like, it was not good timing. I was working all kind of crazy hours as an essential worker in the pharmacy, and him being like worrying about, oh my gosh, I gotta find another job, my job closed. It just wasn't good timing. That's the revelation God gave me about the first miscarriage. Therefore, that's why I'm completely healed from the first miscarriage. Versus the second one, like he said, kind of hit a little bit harder because I actually was like up to almost like
I
was up to 10 weeks.
We was already laying like we was already doing everything you kind of do when somebody's pregnant. Like I'm laying close to her, happy. I'm really, and then when you do it hit a switch in me, and the switch cut back off when it happened, because I was so willing to do so much for her when she was like I would have been going all out my way. I would have been running out to the store in the middle of the night. I would have been rubbing her feet. I would have rubbed her back. I would have been doing everything she wanted me to do. She wouldn't really have to do anything. I would have been babying her and pampering her, probably doing that to the detriment of myself, because then she probably would have get too used to that and wouldn't do nothing else. But I wanted to do that. My whole spirit changed into wanting to do that. Then when the baby died, it was like, I ain't paying no car no. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing none of that.
So would you?
So
would you say that's what God revealed to you?
What? Yeah, he showed me my heart. He showed me my heart. He showed my heart, and my heart changed for the better. But I guess if anything, I'm trying to learn. Oh, just now I just learned that. Just now I just got it. Epiphany. I can do that now without the child. Okay, that's funny. That's just
download in the middle of the video. Right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, I cried. So hopefully somebody can see that and see that it's okay. We are still humans. They act like men, we robots. Like, no, we have emotions. We get mad, we get sad, we get happy, we get hungry, we are human too.
Right.
Like, just be more considerate of your mate next, if whenever this happens, don't just, and I'm saying this to women, because you guys are the ones that usually get catered to. So if you've seen how people are catering to you and worrying about how you're feeling, even whether it's your sisters, your coworkers, your mom, your family, whoever else is asking you how you're feeling and how you're coping and managing, take the time to be like, I wonder if anybody is asking my husband this or my significant other this. I wonder how he feel about this. Let me check and make sure he's good. So just do that more,
Right. Yep. That is the end of that, folks.
And this was random. We didn't have to explain. So I wasn't in a great mind place to do this, but doing it, I'm kind of glad, because at first it's good to be like, oh, I want to talk about this, but then you kind of like I don't know. You kind of just throw it on. All right, let's talk about how you felt doing this. I was like, wait a minute. No, I said I'd do that, but you just hit me with that today. That was kind of personal and emotional to me.
Right.
But it's good to talk about it. It's good to,
And we pray that this helped another couple that experienced miscarriage. And more so, the reason why I was just so spontaneous telling you to do it, because it's not to show other men that are going through this privately or in secret, or they don't want to express these kind of emotions to their own wife because they think that they're only a provider and a protector, when men are so much more than that. There's a book called The Man of the Moment, Being the Man of the Moment. I would recommend it to anybody. It's a great read. I haven't read it yet, but based on the testimonies of men are more than just providers and protectors. They have feelings and emotions too. Yes, so God. So anyways, but yes, men have feelings and emotions too. So like he said, like everybody highlights so much on the woman because our bodies are going through all these changes, and then when the baby, I'm not gonna say fetus, when the baby is no longer in the body, now your body has to readjust for all these changes of the hormone. It's a crazy time. Sometimes our mental can, it's just a lot. So it's already a lot of people caring for the woman. Ladies, let's be mindful to take care of our men as well, even though their bodies are not going through as much trauma and other things as our bodies are going through. There's a lot that's going on mentally.
And yeah, we are feeling pain mentally, and sometimes it could be physically, because sometimes it makes you get. I remember getting headaches, feeling anxiety, and a lot of other things that I've never felt before. Even depression. I never felt depression before. I always pride myself on being a happy-go-lucky person. Be like my brothers and sisters. Even my brother one day even told me, he got kind of scared. He was like, "Hey man, what's wrong with you?" He was like, "Man, never talk to me, bro. You always don't want to talk to us," because it hurt him for me to express and tell him how I felt, because he like, "Bro, you usually the one always happy and helping us and laughing with us and helping us get through these things." So, like, bro, say something. Like, you need to. And I ain't gonna lie, my brother, I didn't expect that from him, because he's so jokey sometimes. But he was being serious, you know. But yeah, just let it out.
And as you see, there's actually therapy for low key. Someone, this is going to bless someone. Someone needs to hear this. Someone needs to see this. And even for you to be bold enough to do this. This is what, second time you cried on camera? Whatever. I cut most of it out, but yeah, to be bold enough to do that.
No, you ain't gotta cut it out. You can leave something.
To even be bold enough to do that, like, men cried. We're human.
It's just going to show you.
Jesus wept, y'all. And he's the strongest man ever. Come on.
And the first time, well, you guys can also catch us on a podcast called Poly Talk. That's POLY Talk. It's usually on Facebook. We got a gang of our co-workers, basically our co-workers, co-hosts, and other people over there.
And we'll have the link for that in the description box
so
below.
You guys can go and either get more of us, not over here and over there, but we're going to be on both. So that's just a way to bring some YouTube over to there. But
and for people over there, not YouTube.
So
I think now that you brought it, I might insert a small clip of us that he did and insert it probably towards the end before the outro. So for those that are on Facebook looking for us, that was us.
Yeah, yeah, that's basically all that we have for this TD Faith. And key word in that is faith, because through all good and bad things, you have to have faith to continue to push through life, no matter what life throws at you. But life gonna throw haymakers, and I'm talking Tyson haymakers. You had duck.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I can't do the Tyson voice right now because I was crying.
See, what is it? The joy of the Lord is our strength. So. Yes, but thank you guys for tuning in to here. And if you haven't watched Every Day is a Sunday, Fruitfulness to Barrenness, if you haven't watched it, check that out next. I mean, this is just his, like I said, I thought it'd be a great idea to get a man's point of view of what miscarriages, does and or affects them as well. So thank you guys for sticking with us. And also thank you to I think we have like 3, maybe 4 by now, maybe 5 new subscribers. Thank you guys. And if you would like more in-depth, transparent conversations, like our trying to conceive journey, we'll be open to talk a little bit more about that. Any questions, comments, we do talk back. And just throw some things out there you would like for us to talk more about. In our faith.
We're an open book. Like most, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm not bragging, but our relationship nothing is perfect.
No.
I say it's 96%. That's a lot. Right. And the other 4% is nothing. It's just the normal stuff. Relationship stuff happens. But this is my best friend. That's another thing that's gonna probably be another content for another day. Find your best friend and you find your soulmate. And I truly believe that, because when you get along, it's not just about a love aspect. It's like, okay, this is my friend too. I should be able to come talk to my friend. I should be able to come and tell them how I feel. I should be able to open up and laugh and joke and play with them and slam them on the mattress.
Right.
In the room. Or
I
just said
even
play fight.
play fighting.
And
even if you can't or don't feel like talking, that your both foundation is Christ, Jesus. He would deal with y'all separately and tell you, hey, you need to go apologize.
Yeah.
Really, Lord? I don't want to apologize. And then you find yourself, because you love the Lord and you want to honor God, you're going to yield to your pride and apologize. We're in the for this time. Thank you guys, and we will see y'all again next time. Y'all have a blessed night, and I pray that this has blessed you all. Bye.
Bye.
It's more to a relationship than just sex and money and just the basic things we look at. Like, it's deeper than that. And once we come to a grips of reality to be like, hey, I'm supposed to treat this. The Bible said, Christ, treat your wife like the church. Christ, love your wife like Christ loved the church.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's an order. So meaning you gotta treat her or treat this person that you're with the utmost respect. You ain't gonna go to church with your shirt off. You ain't gonna go to church doing certain stuff. When we go to church and we around a pastor, we around somebody we know that's in God, what we do? We straighten up. I straighten up, man. And we need to have that attitude for everything. We need to have the attitude for our job, have the attitude for our wives, for our husbands. Keep that same energy. Don't just be like, oh well, we've been married for 4 years and I'm bored, and like even people, so many people use the excuse of being like, oh well, I'm bored, and they don't. It's like having sex with the same person is getting redundant.
Okay.
It's not that. I even saw this thing with Future.
Trapped in out of pain. I know you feeling strange. Till I got you in a daze. But look me in my face. You gon' be okay. You on your way to great. You on your way to great. Yeah.